So it's been a terrific honor to have the legendary Michael Bloomberg here.
I'm not legendary, so right. You're more legendary than my corporation counsel worked for your grandfather.
That's right. That's right.
That's Michael Cardozo worked for his grandfather. Who would have known? You know?
Mr. Bloomberg, what brings you here, and why did you feel compelled to come in this late in the campaign?
Well, I've been here before, and supported Link for the last time when he ran for Senate. I think that this whole country needs people who try to pull people together, focus on the issues that I care about, education, the economy. That's what we need, and I can do it in New York. I'm supporting a lot of people there, but I've gone around the country trying to support people who I think are builders rather than people who just say no to everything.
What do you think are his chances?
What do you say to people who say an independent can't be effective because they have to work with Republicans and Democrats?
That's just not true. I think that you can make the case that whether you're in one party or another, you have less chance of being effective because you deliberately turn off people from the other party. If you're independent, neither party feels threatened, and so they can work together, and they know that the voters will hold them responsible rather than the governor. The governor, in this case, will be able to say, look, it had nothing to do with parties. I wasn't trying to hurt their party. I wasn't trying to take away their jobs. I was just trying to do what's right for the people of Rhode Island. And so I think that an independent can govern easier, as a matter of fact, than somebody from either party.
Link, your opponent brought in a former president. Compare the two. Compare the two people campaigning on the opposite sides.
Well, I'm just proud of Mayor Bloomberg's record, as I said, and very happy that he's here in Rhode Island on my behalf, meeting all the volunteers in the headquarters, which is what he wanted to do. I want to come in and meet your people that put in so much hard sweat and time into your campaign, and that's the type of person he is, riding the subways, riding the trains, meeting people, and that's why he's been a success. I'm glad to have him here.
Is Clinton a bigger headliner, though?
Well, maybe someday Mayor Bloomberg will be a former president.
I don't think so. I'd like to not be a former mayor for another 1,159 days. I want to finish out that term.
People who are still a little bit reluctant about your pledge to raise taxes and still have a problem with that, what do you say to them now, less than 24 hours away?
Well, Mayor Bloomberg said it best. Sometimes you have to make hard decisions and be honest with the voters. And we have over a $300 million deficit. That's not insignificant in this state. And we have to be honest about how we're going to confront that deficit.
You know, if you want good teachers, you got to pay them. If you want good cops, you got to pay them. If you want good firefighters, you got to pay them. If you want your streets clean and the signs right and everything else, that's what it is. It's easy to say, I don't want to pay, but somebody's got to pay, and the only ways to have good municipal services, good statewide services, is to have employees who are focusing on their jobs rather than whether they can meet their mortgage payments. And I've always thought in New York City, we pay our people well, we ask them to work very hard, be very flexible, and they deliver good services. That's why New York City is doing well. We keep generating a lot of private sector jobs in New York City, which Link, I think, can do here in Rhode Island, and that's exactly what Rhode Island needs. They don't need government programs to employ people. They need private sector to take over, and they have to have confidence. That's the executive's job, and I think Lincoln Chafee has had experience as a mayor. He's had experience in the Senate, knows the federal system, and this is a guy who is the right person at the time. He brings all the different backgrounds you need in this day and age to work in a bipartisan way and focus on economy and jobs.